All right, today we're diving into the story of one of Nigeria's most influential and, you could say, most controversial political figures. Okay, so if you're in northern Nigeria, you have definitely seen this. A sea of red caps. It's the unmistakable symbol of the Kwankwaso, a political movement built on a foundation of incredible loyalty and massive popular support.
So who's the man behind it all? Well, this huge following was built by one person, and his journey didn't start in politics. It actually started with something totally different: civil engineering.
So let's go back to the beginning. To really get a handle on Rabiu Kwankwaso, you have to understand how he built his career, almost literally, from the ground up, just like one of his own projects. So meet Mohammed Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, born back in 1956 in a village in Kano State that actually shares his name. And his path, well, it was all about technical education and public service for a long, long time before politics was even on the radar. Now look at this timeline. What's really interesting here is the pattern, right? For 17 years, he wasn't a politician. Nope. He was a civil servant, a water engineer. And that hands-on, problem-solving background, it became the absolute bedrock of his entire political brand. And that engineering foundation, man, it was so important. Because when he finally did become governor of Kano State, first in '99, and then for a really game-changing second term in 2011, he basically took that engineering mindset and applied it to, well, everything. Right, so Kano. It's one of Nigeria's biggest, most bustling states. And for Kwankwaso, it was like his personal project site. Especially during that second term, he just unleashed this incredible storm of development projects. He was all about transforming his home state, and he wanted everyone to see it happen, fast. You see, it all boiled down to two things: education and infrastructure. He wasn't just about policies and paperwork. He was a builder. He launched projects that people could actually see and touch and use. And that, right there, is how you build an army of loyal supporters. Okay, get this. 3 million. He brought in free school meals and free uniforms for primary school kids. And what happened? Enrollment went through the roof. It tripled, from 1 million to a staggering 3 million children. Just think about that impact. But he wasn't just thinking about the little kids, no way. He looked at the bigger picture. He created over 2,600 foreign scholarships for university students. This was completely unprecedented. He was literally sending Kano's brightest minds all over the world to get the best education possible. And of course, the engineer in him had to build big things. He put up 3 massive flyover bridges. Now, this might not sound like a huge deal, but these were the very first of their kind in all of northern Nigeria. They completely changed the landscape of the city. And the list just goes on and on. I mean, look at this. 2 brand new universities, 230 new high schools, new roads in every single local government area. He even built these modern cities with thousands of new homes. He was tackling everything, even sanitation, by covering the old Jakara River. The sheer scale was massive. This was a visible, undeniable legacy that people were living in every single day. So, okay, he's completely transformed Kano. He's built this incredibly loyal, powerful base. What's next? Well, you take that blueprint and you try to go national. He wanted to do for all of Nigeria what he did for Kano. Now, his journey on the national stage is, well, it's a bit of a party hopper's guide to Nigerian politics. He's been in the PDP, then the APC, back to the PDP, and then he started his own party, the NNPP. What does this tell you? He's a pragmatist. He's willing to switch teams if he thinks it'll help him achieve his goals. And he has definitely tried for the top job, 3 times, in fact. Now, he's never won the presidency, but you have to look at his performance. In 2015, he came in second in a really tough APC primary. And then in 2023, with his own brand new party, he pulled in almost 1.5 million votes. That shows you he's got a serious, loyal following that goes way beyond just Kano. And don't forget, his resume isn't just governor. He's been Nigeria's Minister of Defense. He's been a senator. So he's seen how the sausage gets made from all angles, the executive branch, the legislative branch. He gets how national governance works. Okay, but here's where the story gets complicated. Because like with so many powerful, larger-than-life figures, Kwankwaso's legacy isn't some simple, clean story. No, it's messy. And there are 2 very, very different ways to look at it.
So you've got these 2 completely different narratives. On one side, you have Kwankwaso, the philanthropist, the man of the people who continues his development work with his own foundation.
But on the other side, well, on the other side, you have some very serious and very persistent allegations of corruption that have followed him for years.
Yeah, his foundation is a huge part of his image. After he left office, it's like he just kept the Kwankwaso machine running. We're talking hundreds of scholarships, helping graduates get jobs, even paying fines to get people out of prison. He reportedly sold his own property to fund this stuff. It all builds this image of a guy who truly cares about the common person. But then there's this, and it's the big one. In 2015, a group of pensioners accused him of misusing 10 billion naira of their pension funds for one of his housing projects. This wasn't just a rumor. It led to a formal investigation by Nigeria's anti-corruption agency, the EFCC, and they actually brought him in for questioning in 2021. But, and this is a huge but, no formal charges have ever been filed against him. He's always maintained his innocence. He frames it all as political blackmail. And that's the core conflict of his legacy, isn't it? A powerful record of development you can see with your own eyes, against these serious, lingering allegations that just won't go away. So that really leaves us with a fascinating question, doesn't it? Is it possible for a leader to be this incredible, transformative builder and at the same time be a product of a political system that many see as flawed? That complex reality is exactly what makes the story of Rabiu Kwankwaso so important. He's a man whose incredible achievements are just as visible as the controversies that dog his every step. And that tension, well, that's something that continues to shape the entire political landscape of Nigeria today.